Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Now remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, you can feel free to contact me at 339-1670. For those of you who think that you may need counseling, your kids need counseling, husband, wife, you can also contact me, 339-1670. For those of you who have properties to sell and looking for a property to buy, you can contact me, 339-1670. You can call my office at 237-3135 and leave a message. Now I want to say a special good night to you viewers of Real Talk in Trinidad and Tobago, up the Caribbean and around the globe. Now viewers, remember you can look at us live on Facebook, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Like and share our page. You can subscribe to YouTube, TT Real Talk. Tell your friends, tell your family. Real Talk is going live. Remember viewers, like and share our page so that the people who does not know about Real Talk, they will know about it. As we move on tonight viewers, as we left off from last night with the school fight in Scarborough, take a look at the video. Now viewers, this is what happened yesterday in Tobago. While our Minister of Education is saying that he have plans to beef up security at schools. Come back to me guys. He wants to beef up security in school. Now listen this. School fight in Trinidad on Tuesday the 26th of March. Anthony Garcia. Now this school fight that you're about to see took place on the 26th of March in Port of Spain. In Port of Spain. Run the video guys. Now that took place on Tuesday afternoon. If you think that is bad, take a look at this next video. That's the only one you have for this? Now viewers, "95 recruits became police officers at the Police Training Academy on Wednesday, the 27th of March. Now listen this. I am asking our Commissioner of Police. I am also asking our Minister in the Ministry of Education, Anthony Garcia, have a meeting with the Commissioner of Police or the Minister of National Security, Mr. Stuart Young. The reason for this meeting is to have police officers patrolling by schools throughout Trinidad and Tobago to make sure that school children, when school is over, that you get your maxi or your taxi and head for home. This, viewers, will eliminate school fights on the public streets in Trinidad and Tobago. Now remember, our phone lines are open, 237-3135. Feel free to call in, voice your concern, voice your opinion. Now this is another motion. This is something that I am going to push because too many school fights are taking place in the streets of Trinidad and Tobago after school children are on the streets. When school is over, if you can't have the fight in school, you will take it to the streets. So I am asking Anthony Garcia to keep a meeting with the Minister of National Security or our Commissioner of Police and put something in place. Because there's too much fighting with school children taking place. Now, one might say, Said, you're talking foolishness. But I will tell you something. If your kid or kids end up in fight, you would want justice for your children. I know what I'm telling you. You will want justice. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
I'd like to let the public know that the maxi taxi drivers that transporting the school children, they haven't been paid for the longest while.
Still?
The Minister Garcia to look into that for us, please.
Okay. Thank you very much for calling in, sir. You see, this is something I am going to push. I am going to push this very, very hard. Because some parents work very hard to send their kids to school, and on afternoons, fight break out on the public road. So my motion, my thing that I'm pushing tonight is for the Minister Anthony Garcia. Have a discussion. Make it your business. Your portfolio is education and the safety of students. Now, police officers, when you are patrolling the streets and you see children in school uniform, do not hesitate to send them to a taxi stand to let them get a taxi to go straight home. Because a lot of fights is taking place. And in order to clamp down on this fight, this is what you need to do. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead, audio.
I just want to voice an opinion, but not about what is going on. If something has to be addressed, the CXC and CSAC examination that the supervisors and them do. Hello?
Yes, go right ahead.
Every year is the same nonsense. Do you know supervisors and they have not been paid since last year?
I am aware.
They said they would have been paid since December. January called is the same thing that, okay, you all will be paid soon. February has passed. March is always at the end. And what they're saying is, the check is gone by the permanent secretary. The check is in the accountant's department. The check is here. We have your voucher number. And you know what they said today? Oh, it will be ready soon because they just have to get a signature. Or you wait so long, or you can wait a week more.
Wow.
That is not fair. Look how long since last year. We are doing the job that is called upon us.
Yes.
And up to now, if Mr. Rowley wants his $1 when he works for it, why we can't get ours?
True, true.
It has been almost a year, and it's the same nonsense going on. People have rent, they have children to send to school. I mean, it's not a whole lump sum of money, but still it's something we work hard for.
Thank you, my dear. Officers, I am making a plea on behalf of parents in Trinidad and Tobago. You are there to serve and protect. I understand that. But preventing a fight on the street. Now, let me tell you something. I just be real out here, you know. If my child gets in a fight, believe me, believe what I am telling you, that other suspect, that other individual that hit my child, you go in YTC, I do business who your parents is, you know. You see, this is me, you know. You go in YTC one time, you know. I do business who if your parents is a minister, that have nothing to do with me, you know. I'm letting you know how real it is. Caller, good night.
And a very good evening to you, Mr. Said.
Go right ahead, sir.
We should take a lesson from the United States. When you're underage, they send you to juvenile, and it depends on the gravity of the crime. After you get a little older, they send you to county.
Yes.
If it's a serious crime like murder, eventually we'll end up in the federal prison. But what had me upset this evening is the legislators in this country need to revise the Bail Act, and you was rightfully saying that recently in a program recently.
Yes.
Because only today, the inspector who's supposed to be protecting and serving was granted $500,000 bail
For the 16, rape of the 16 years
and
old, yes.
The other corporal was on $80,000 bail. Why? This should not be. All the best side. I am so upset.
Thank you, my friend. Just imagine, this is what I was saying. Sex offender registry. I am pushing for it, and believe me, I will get it. I will get it. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but stay locked on. This is Real Talk. I am Saieed Ali.
Get your ad on the show that matters. Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's engaging, entertaining, and straight to the point. Real Talk brings the issues of the day to the people. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's local, regional, and international. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Get your ad now. Call 1-868-237-3135 or 1-868-339-1670.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali. Consultant and real estate businessman.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on YouTube.com and TT Real Talk on Facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell.
Now, viewers, staying on the Ministry of National Security. Now listen to this. A couple days back, on Real Talk, two individuals called and was saying to me, Saieed, what am I bringing to the table? What am I really doing? Am I doing anything, or am I just talking like another talk host? Listen to this. Minister of National Security Stuart Young wants to bring a proposal to Cabinet to increase fines, penalties and sentence for repeat firearm offenders. I told you all, I, Saieed Ali, Real Talk production, have the attention of those in authority. I have been talking about repeat firearm offenders should be granted no bail. I have been pushing that for some time. Finally, the Minister of National Security sees how important it is for one individual to have 10 gun case going on, and he still is in possession of illegal firearm. How do we stop that? You bring a proposal, you bring a amendment, you bring a legislation to stop repeat offenders. It is the same thing I am pushing for the child sex offender registry. I am getting it. I am getting it. Because I know my good friend, the Attorney General, is working very hard on putting things in place to make sure it come into reality and go public. I think sometime last week they held 2 meetings with a special select committee concerning the child sex offender registry. I am pushing something to prevent an incident from happening. That is how you fix crime. Now I will tell you something. I was talking to a judge, and I was explaining to him, when you have an individual being held by the police in their exercise, and he comes before you with a gun matter, he will get bail. Whether it's 50,000, whether it's 100,000, whether it's 500,000, he will get bail. And this same individual will go back into the streets and buy an ex-gun, and police will hold him again, and he will come back before the judge or the magistrate again, and bail is granted again. It will be granted again. So how do you stop this? You bring an amendment. You bring a legislation. You bring a bill. You see, this is what the Minister of National Security wants to do now. And I have been talking about this. I have been talking about this. How do you prevent a crime from happening? How do you prevent illegal guns from coming on the street? How do we deal with this? Bring legislations. And this is something I have been pushing. I have been pushing this. Now the Minister of National Security, Stuart Young, he wants to increase fines and penalties. Why? Because there's too much illegal guns on the streets. How do we get the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to stay away from crime? By increasing fines and penalties. No bail. This is what I am pushing for. And you are asking me, what am I bringing to the table? This is what I am bringing. This is what I am pushing. When the individual realizes you will get no bail for having a gun, how many people will go and get guns? Because they know they will be in prison for 5 years or 10 years until their case tried. This is how you set examples. And this is what Real Talk is bringing. Like I said, you run down a bandit, I will spend resources, you run down a bandit, you catch him, you go before the magistrate, you get bail, you come back out, and you go deeper in it. So instead of spending that resources here, I will leave that for the police to do. What I will do is I will push for a bill to pass. That is what I will do. I am smart enough. I am educated enough to know how to go about doing it. And am I bringing nothing to the table? My dreams is bigger than yours. My vision is bigger than yours. I am thinking for the citizens in Trinidad and Tobago who do not have a voice. This is your platform. Never in history has there been a show or a platform like this. This is Real Talk. This is Real Talk. You think I'm joking? This is what I am bringing to the table. Reality. Hey, ministers, this is what is taking place. We need something to deal with repeat offenders. This is what I will continue doing. This is what I will continue doing. You want to ask me what I bring into the table? I bring into the table security. I bring it to the table pushing amendments and motions to get it passed. Not only today, not only for today, but for the future generation. Like I said, If I have to be the only one standing up to fix Trinidad and Tobago for the safety of my children and my grandchildren, believe me. You see, the thing is, I am already funding my show. I don't ask people for anything. And when I come with a bill, I am pushing it, and I am definitely sure I will get it passed. You know why? I am who I am. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Yes? Hello?
Saieed Ali.
Audio, guys.
Oh, well, I hear him talking about guns on the street and whatsoever. If the commissioner, whosoever, give the people who apply for guns, give them guns, instead of the police running them a bandit and holding them, shoot them because them fellas don't have no mercy.
I understand. I understand, caller.
Yeah, I mean, because it's happening and it's only taxpayers' money going on the road to mind them fellas when they think about it.
I understand what you're saying. Thank you very much, caller. Now, switching from security viewers, listen this. Former Petrotrin employees are planning to protest the non-return of their severance benefit, which were withheld for outstanding tax deductions. Will protest in front of the Board of Inland Revenue, Port of Spain, tomorrow. Now, viewers, these workers are planning to protest tomorrow because they did not get their outstanding severance package. And I will side with them. You know why? You know why? We were giving away $1 billion to build a hotel for an individual. This is why I will stand with these Petrotrin employees. This is the reason why. Because we were giving away $1 billion. Giving away. Do you understand? Do you understand? Now, listen this. Train 1. Train 1 in Atlantic LNG. They were supposed to shut down work at the end of March. Businessmen came together and signed a new deal. So for the next 5 years, Atlantic LNG Train 1 will be in operation. Listen to what Stuart Young had to say.
Got a message this morning that all of the shareholders of Atlantic have now signed the agreements as of yesterday to continue with the life of Train 1. So that is great news for Trinidad and Tobago because that was coming to an end in the next couple of days at the end of March. They've now signed the contracts to continue for the next 5 years. They're going to spend quite a significant tens of millions of US dollars improving the plant, getting it back to a better state of readiness and continuing for the next 5 years.
So viewers, they would continue functioning. They would be in operation because of a new agreement. Now, if they did not come to an agreement, workers would be going home. Am I right or am I wrong? If they did not come to an agreement, workers would be going home. So who I want to thank tonight is these businessmen who came together. Who came together and sat down and had discussions to invest money instead of shutting down. They decided to invest their money so that Train 1 would continue operational. They would continue running for the next 5 years. Now that is very, very good. Very, very good. I must say kudos to these businessmen and them for coming together and putting their heads together to making it work. You see, this is what businessmen are supposed to do. Come together. Don't fight to see who have more business running. Come together, merge together, so you could reap a bigger reward. This is what business is about. Merging together to have a bigger reward. Viewers, still locked on. I'm Saieed Ali. This is Real Talk. We are going for a short commercial break, but still locked on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali. Consultant and real estate businessman.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on youtube.com and TT Real Talk on facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell. Get your ad on the show that matters. Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's engaging, entertaining, and straight to the point. Real Talk brings the issues of the day to the people. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It's local, regional, and international. It's Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Get your ad now. Call 1-868-237-3135 or 1-868-339-1670.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Switching from that a little bit, viewers. We're dealing with Works and Transport now. Works and Transport Minister, Mr. Rohan Sinanan, called on citizens of Toko and Sandy Grande not fighting the government. Listen carefully, not fighting with the government on the Toko Sandy Grande project, which is costing $196 million. That is the Toko Valencia Highway. The Toko Valencia Highway, that project is costing $196 million. And Mr. Rohan Sinanan is pleading with the public and telling them, do not let the opposition come between this project. What do you think about that? If there is not transparency in this project, won't the opposition get involved? Wouldn't they ask questions? Because $196 million is being spent. It is taxpayers' money. And if information is not coming to the public to make us aware, okay, this road from Toko to Valencia, the highway, it is $196 million, but you're operating like the Sandals project and withholding information. The public must be aware. What is $196 million spent on? Is that the real figure, or are you starting at that figure and we will get an overrun cost? So Mr. Rohan Sinanan is telling us, the public, don't let the opposition get involved. Don't let them get to you. That will stop the project. But if there is not transparency, if there is not a clarity on the project, UNC will get involved. And for some time now, I am not hearing the opposition with anything. You're supposed to stand and defend. Your job is to oppose the present government. Find out what is taking place. Where is the transparency? Where is the clarity? Is this cost going to overrun? I am not hearing the opposition. I am not hearing you all. Are you all tired? Are you all afraid to come out and speak? How many members are there in the opposition? Apparently, like you all your lipstick with contact cement or crazy glue. Because we are not hearing nothing. I am not hearing nothing. Now we're going into Bago now, viewers. Also, roadworks is being done currently on the Claude Noel Highway in Tobago, costing $35 million. So while there's a new project from Valencia, from Toko to Valencia, that is costing $196 million, we have works in Tobago that is currently going on for $35 million on the highway, Claude Noel Highway. Now listen this. Guys, come back to me. This is what will get us all. You know, our PM accustomed saying, tighten your belt. Tighten your belt. We have no money. We cannot pay no one. I remember when they now come into office, we had money for 3 days. Is 3 days, guys? Is that a 3 days or 3 months, something like that? That is all the treasury had. 3 days. That was something. That was something. I tried to get the video clip, but unfortunately I did not get it. Now we have massive projects that is kicking off. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. We tightening we belt. But to tell a little truth, my belt, I can't even take an ice pick to bore an X hole in it. Because it's so tight. Now we have massive projects throughout Trinidad, in Tobago, costing millions. You all didn't had. You all didn't had. The people in Trinidad had to suffer. Just imagine a disabled individual, excuse, their little pension is being cut. Their disability grant is being cut. Like I always say, every day I get calls concerning this. And what is the minister in the Ministry of Social Development doing? That is your portfolio. You know how embarrassing that is to you, social development? Like I said yesterday, it's only Rohan Sinanan getting money approved. It's only him getting money approved. What happened to the rest of ministers? Is there crazy glue on your lips? If I am talking foolishness, viewers, you take a look at Trinidad and Tobago and see what is taking place. If I am talking nonsense, you take a look. It is only Mr. Rohan Sinanan and the Works of Transport money is being approved to for projects. And it's in the mills. 100 million. What happened to education? What happened to health? They afraid to ask for money? Carew Griffith, 20 million was approved. 20 million for teasers and pepper spray. Like I said, we have some ministers who are afraid to talk. You're collecting money at the end of the every month, and you're going home. You do business. I will say some other stink to all your heart. And I will not apologize. I will not apologize for saying it. I will not. You know, there's a saying, who have eyes to see will see. Well, see that. See that. I am making you aware of what is taking place. One ministry. To me, the rest not functional. To me, the rest the ministers sleeping. That is what I see, because that is the only ministry that has been approved with finance for projects. Every other thing is like on a back burner. That's not important. Caller, good night.
Hello, sorry, good night.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, you're speaking about the police.
Caller, I could hardly hear you.
With the fighting on the street. Hello?
Yes, go right ahead. I'm listening.
And what about the parents who's supposed to train the children up in the way it's supposed to go? So if the parents ain't training the children, how you want the police to deal with these children and them? So when they come out on the street without training, then you have to deal with them as criminals because they have no formal training.
Exactly.
They're ignorant. So how could you blame the police or look at the police to
caller.
to teach children or to handle children on the street? Parents supposed to teach. If you see a child fighting on the road, on TV, what you gonna do when a child come home? She gonna tell her, Gilly hit me and I had to get on so? That is the kind of training you give the child? And the company who have a lot to do with it. Understand? What this kind of thing them getting on with? You telling me what them parents and them doing? They care no respect for big people. One, they don't have no respect. So that's why they get on so on the road. Because the parents are teaching them no respect. And the parents not stern with them in the line of disciplining them. So then when they come on the road now, you're looking after the police to deal with these children and more work you're getting the police to do. The police are run down criminals and they still have to turn around and run down school children who should be walking the road with a lot of respect and discipline.
Thank you, my friend. Now I want you to understand something. There are different sectors in the police force. I want you to understand this. There are different sectors in the police force. And the Minister of Education could have a meeting with the Minister of National Security and the Commissioner of Police to ensure that when they see school children idling, they have the authority to send them home. They have the authority. Like I said, there are different departments in the police force. Because once police were doing it, they were doing it. They were pushing for children. When school over and they're in a town area, send them up the road one time. One time, you go home, no idling. They were doing it at one point. And things were going very, very smooth. I do thank you for your contribution. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Ali, Ron Sinanan does be bragging when he's Sandy Gandhi about public. He said they could do what they want. He don't care about them. But why the opposition, we not hearing about the opposition? They're dumb or something so? Or they thief, and we know they thief the same way like paying them, but we have to suffer for everything so?
It's sad. Thank you, caller. Like I said, apparently they have crazy glue on their lips. Apparently they have crazy glue on their lips. Now listen to this viewer, switching from that a little bit. Deputy Port of Spain Mayor says, the citizens in Woodbrook are trying to defraud the corporation by avoid paying taxes for their business. Listen to what he had to say.
What they are doing is stealing from the Port of Spain Corporation. They are robbing us from our due revenue to run the city. And we want to remind such persons that the city of Port of Spain is run by a corporation, not an NGO, not a church group. It is run by a business, a corporation set up for the purpose of executing the proper administration and management of the city. Not always expect to focus our support on government disbursements. So in fact, if we can take some of that concentration away from government disbursements from the treasury, we can actually help our government. We will treat with that accordingly. We will have our corporate secretary review leases if necessary, and if necessary, leases will be revoked. Action will be taken on those persons who are defrauding the corporation of their funds.
Now viewers, Trinidad is being run by revenues that the government collects. And if you have a business and you do not pay your tax, which means all the profit goes to you. What he is saying is that they are refusing to pay their taxes. And for him to come out and say that, it's because they have done their research. The corporation have done their research. And he is going to take it upon himself now to make sure that the business people in Woodbrook pay your tax or shut down. It's very simple, you know. It's very simple. It's either you pay your taxes or you shut down your business. You can't have it both ways. You can't. Unless you want to be charged for tax fraud. That is a serious offense. It is very serious. And a lot of business in Trinidad, they are not paying their taxes. They are not paying their taxes. And you know, when they end up in front of the court, they want to be the right one. You see, in other countries, in Canada and US and UK and Australia and China, if you do not pay your tax, you will be charged. Tax fraud. You will be charged. Caller, good night.
Hello.
Good night, Saeed. Good program as usual.
Thank you.
Here you're talking about tax, but they pay me my income tax return from since 2015 as yet, eh?
Okay.
And they're finding money to build a highway. But that highway, the only time these filthy parasites that we employ every 5 years to work for us, work for this country, the only time they will undertake projects like this is big thieving going to take place there. There will be cost overrun, and I'm certain that cost overrun will cross $500 million, so that they could thief election coming up. So they need to fill their pocket because they're sure if they're going back there. So all of them need to thief. And with reference to these miscreants, these little children who fighting and creating problem in the school system, again, it is connected to politicians. If politicians build a nice jail and put all of them in it, and hold the parents accountable, you want to bet all of this choppiness stop? But it's politics. Everything connected to politics. They are minors. Minors taking gun and killing people. Deal with them. Anyway, I went to a dump Saturday, and I see a fella there resemble Eric Williams. So I call him. I say, partner, you resemble Eric Williams. When the fella talk to me, the man talk just like Eric Williams. So he asked me for $5, but I give him $20. I said, boy, use the reincarnation of Eric Williams. Eric Williams started thieving and discrimination in this country. Today we still suffering from it, and it gets worse. So I want these filthy worms, these filthy politicians, to take note of what I'm saying, or go in the dump, Claxon dump. They will see the reincarnation of Eric Williams there. All of them coming back on the streets and going up in the lavas. They're too much thieving. Saeed, good night. Thank you very much for giving me this.
Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, Minister in the Ministry of National Security, Mr. Stuart Young, wants to send psychologists into prison. We have the video? Run the video, guys.
You would have heard me describing in the last couple of weeks that it is our belief as a government, a great part of the prison system that has been lacking, that had fallen in disarray, and there wasn't a public understanding of it anymore, was the rehabilitative side of prisoners, of inmates in the prison system, and preparing them from a psychological point of view for re-entrance into society, or even for dealing with what may have been the psychological effects of them committing some wrongdoing to end up in the prison system in the first place. I've been speaking about it. I've been saying that we're going to be pushing as an administration the whole rehabilitation of our inmates and reintegration, helping them and assisting them. I'm pleased to say today the Cabinet approved and confirmed that we can, at the prison system, hire an additional 10 prison psychologists and then the support staff for them. And Cabinet has also given us the permission today, approved and confirmed, to hire a senior prison pharmacist and a junior prison pharmacist to supplement what already exists. These small decisions are going to have a tremendous effect, I hope, in the prison system, in particular the hiring of these psychologists to assist not only our inmates who are in the system, but also our prison officers, the men and women who are there. They are very often subject to a lot. Anyone who has traversed the prison system will understand the difficulties and the psychological difficulties sometimes of operating in those environments. So I'm very pleased to announce, and I'm certain that the Prison Officers Association, as well as the inmates at the various prison institutions, will immediately recognize and be appreciative of the decision for us to not only supplement but add an additional 10 psychologists. I think there's only one psychologist right
now. Viewers, we are talking about criminals. We are talking about repeat offenders. We are talking about seasoned bandits. Seasoned. You know, like when it's currying chicken, seasoning chicken, it's seasoned. All they know is rob, thief, kill, rape, murder. Why are you wasting that money? Into this project? When you have repeat offenders there, if you have first offenders, it is okay. You can still try. But you know, a psychologist going in there, and you go and sit down and meet a seasoned murderer, a seasoned rapist, a seasoned gunslinger, a seasoned bandit, with repeats over and over. Every time you go in front of the magistrate, it's 10 gun case pending, 6 rape case pending, 15 break-ins lasting. Why are you wasting that money that you want to spend in this division? Wayne Chance, who was in prison, now he's out. And he wants to convert criminals. Call her good night. You're spending money on a failed project. Why am I saying that? Because they are seasoned criminals. Seasoned. In order for the security minister to make this effective, you will have to have a list of first offenders. You need to have a list of first offenders and what is their charges, what is the act that they have committed, and then you will know if a psychologist will work. That is the only way you would find out. %90 of the time we have repeat offenders that who do not care about tomorrow. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead, my dear.
What is the purpose of Vision on a Mission, Mr. Saeed? Did they ever supported Vision on a Mission? And I would like to know, who are these psychologists? How many support staff are they giving to them? And how much are they being paid? Are we seeing now job for the boys? Are they finding everywhere to get jobs for the boys? All these questions that they have to answer. Don't just come and tell us, are you so proud, like how you was proud to renew the lease on 1 Alexander Place, right? What about us out here, Mr. Saeed, who are being traumatized every day, not only by the criminals, but by the SPNM. Thanks a lot and have a good evening.
Thank you, my dear. This is real talk. This is where I bring real facts to you, real issues to you. And the amendment, the legislation that I am pushing for, that Real Talk is pushing for, is to benefit the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, not only now, but their grandchildren and their children's children. Because I see a need for it. And the judge that I spoke to was like, Saeed, you are the only one talking about this. And you are actually bringing a solution to the people. Even to those in authority. Where do you get these ideas? Ooh. And then I started to go down. Well, you know, I'm spiritually inclined. I will get ideas from up above. When Moses was called by God to go into the wilderness, he went back to the people, to Pharaoh, with the power of God. What was demonstrated through Moses was not of Moses, but was of someone bigger than him. So where do I get my ideas? It's from God. And I bring it before you. This is what you need to do. Repeat gun offenders. Okay, we need a legislation that as long as you are caught with a gun for the second time, illegal gun, no bail. Because why? You did it first time and you get away. Now you want to come and do it again? No. Gun is kill. You rape a 16 years old the first time, you come, you get bail. Now you're going back and do it again? No. You can't do that. And this is what I am bringing to you. I am opening your eyes. I am opening your eyes. So when you hear sideway bring to the table, this is what I am pushing. This is what I am pushing. And that is why I just say, anytime you want to shut me down, that is a mistake. Because you will feel something touching you on your shoulder. And when you spin wrong, whoo, the breeze just touched me. Viewers, we are out of time for tonight. But remember, it's Fire Friday. Tomorrow. So tell your friends, tell your family, local and regional. Tune in from 7 p.m. on Synergy TV for Real Talk Fire Friday. Viewers, be safe. Don't forget our repeat of this program tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Viewers, this is Saieed Ali. This is Real Talk. Good night.